In this video, we're going to talk about a shoe that is meant for daily training, and it's a max cushion shoe. Today, we're going to talk about the TOPO Atmos. Hey runners, and welcome to my channel. My name is Letty. I am the host of the Marathon Running Podcast, and Letty runs here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today we're going to review a shoe by TOPO, the TOPO Atmos. But before we do that, here is a quick disclaimer.
This shoe has been provided to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me for this review, and all opinions expressed here are my own.
All right, so with the disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about the model and purpose of this shoe. Like I mentioned in my intro, this shoe is created for daily runs, and it's a max cushion shoe that is hopefully also going to be versatile. So it claiming all that being the model and purpose, if we find at the end of this video that this shoe is a max cushion shoe that is good for daily runs, then TOPO has succeeded with this shoe. So with that, let's hop right into the tech specs. So the TOPO Atmos comes in at a stack height of 38 millimeters in the back and 33 millimeters in the forefoot. So that makes it, if you know how to do math, a 5 millimeter drop. That is right. 5 millimeter drop with what they say on their website is neutral support, and then obviously max when it comes to cushioning, because it's a max cushion daily trainer. As for weight, TOPO lists this shoe to be 7.9 ounces, which is 224 grams on their website. I'm a size 8.5 in women, and I weigh my own shoe, and this shoe comes in at 8.45 ounces for me, which is 240 grams. Now let's talk about the colors of the shoe. The shoe comes in a variety of color for women. 6 to be exact. And those 6 colors are black, white, blue, orange, beige, and navy white. Now, when it comes to the price point of the shoe on the website is listed currently at $165. All right, so let's talk about some of the key features of the shoe, and I'm going to start describing the shoe from top to bottom. The upper is made out of a recycled mesh. It is not thick and it is not super thin. It is pretty lightweight, but it is definitely something that's very sturdy, as you can see here. The tongue is plush, but not too plush. It is not gusseted, but there are 2 little tabs right here where the laces go through. So that way the tongue stays in place nicely. It is also not a short tongue. It's actually really good. The shoelaces are your regular shoelace material. There's nothing special about them. And they did stay in place for all the runs that I used them for. So that was great. Again, the tongue is not super plush, but I want to move on to the heel color. The heel color has some padding. Again, not too much. I feel like this shoe is kind of right in the middle of everything. The toe box, as you can see, is probably wider than most toe boxes, which I appreciate, especially for a max cushion shoe, because max cushion to me means recovery runs, daily runs. And for those, I love it when my toes just get to spread out a little bit. I feel like that helps with my own personal foot fatigue. The heel color cups your foot very nicely. It kind of comes in a little bit, but you have a material right here where your Achilles is that is very soft. So I have not had any problems with the chafing in the shoe. And as you guys know, I wear shoes barefooted all the time. So that worked out pretty well. Now let's talk about the midsole. The midsole is made out of a material that they call zip foam. Zip foam is soft, but it's also responsive. It is very cushy. So it does give you a little bit of a cloud-like experience. It's a non-aggressive shoe. There is not a big rocker or anything to it. It's pretty neutral. It's pretty stable. It's pretty good. Finishing up, you have the outsole where you just have your pretty basic rubber sole attached to the foam that covers all the areas except for that little cutout right here. And that's that. All right, so let's talk about my first impression when I first received the shoe and I opened the box. I was taken aback a little bit because if you guys were around in 2012 when Ultra came out with their shoes, the cut of the shoe, the design of the shoe reminded me a lot of Ultras. Ultras back then were known to have these wide toe boxes and kind of took me back down memory lane. At the same time, I don't have a super wide foot. but I was looking forward to having a shoe where you're not kind of squished in, especially, like I said, for recovery shoes. So that was my first impression, and I couldn't wait to run and walk in this shoe. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so now that you saw me running and walking about the shoe, I'm going to tell you my opinion about the shoe. I feel like the shoe is a very, very versatile shoe. The fact that it is cushioned and it's a max cushion shoe, I feel like you can wear it for a lot of your runs because 80% of your runs are supposed to be recovery and easy runs. And so at the same time, I feel like this shoe is also a shoe that you can wear for walks a lot. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up running and walking a lot in this shoe. I feel like the shoe for that reason is very versatile. Makes a great travel companion for those weekends when you're going out of town, when you know you don't have a workout and you're looking to kind of go lighter on the packing. You could pack this shoe and it can double up into your walking/running shoe. Now, can you do workouts in this shoe? I mean, I guess you can do workouts in any shoes that you desire, but you might get a better response if you actually use shoes that are a little bit more aggressive with their rocker, that are lighter and that are less cushy. But again, that's not what TOPO intended for the use of the shoe. This is a max cushion daily trainer/walking shoe. So I feel like they hit the nail on the head with the shoe. Again, the price point of the shoe is kind of in the middle of everything we find on the market, daily trainers. The fact that it doubles into a walking shoe, I think, is a perk. Also, if you're trying to make this a very versatile shoe that you want to use for running and walking, I feel like the color patterns that you can pick from are great because you have very neutral shoes as well as some louder shoes. Obviously, if you're going to be wearing it for work and you're going to be at a professional place, you're not going to wear the bright colors, and that's where these colors come in handy. Also for traveling, if you want to kind of keep them a little bit, if you want to try to keep the colors a little bit more neutral so they match your outfits better, you can do that with the TOPO Atmos. So that's it for my review. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. And if you have any comments or questions, you can drop them in the comment box below. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time.